Today, my friends, I'm here to break down how you guys can use the Sui Lalo attack at Town Hall 12. This strategy is still really strong, and we've got a lot of different examples in a way to teach you guys the power of this attack strategy. So you're here to learn how you guys can use the Sui Lalo attack strategy here at Town Hall 12. Well, this video has got you covered. Let's talk about a couple things with the Sui Lalo. So for one of the biggest things of this attack is that it is a very difficult attack. It really takes a lot of skill to master this. So I want to try and break this one down very simple and very easy for you guys to really learn this attack. So the first thing that we want to do with an attack like this is going to be, first off, making sure that we're creating our funnel for our queen. We want to make sure that what we're doing with our queen is entering into the base to get one primary thing, the town hall. That's going to be our main objective here with the wall breakers that you see right down here, and also the queen herself. That means that what we want to do is we want to use both the king and queen to get some sort of value along with the wall breakers, and also using a baby dragon to create the funnel on the other side for the queen. So what we want is we want to start our king, create some value there, and then also send in the baby dragon, maybe use a loon there to soak up any seeking air mines so then the baby dragon doesn't get taken out, which then allows us to send in one test wall breaker, see if there's any small bombs or giant bombs, and then we send the rest of them in to break open this compartment. Once we do so, then what we're able to do is get all of this and then pop our queen's ability once that town hall pops open, and once it starts hitting that queen, you can pop it and you should be able to take this out. Now, why are we going for the town hall? Well, primarily it's because it's on this side of the base here. It's covered by a dead zone. It would be very awkward to hit it from here. It's basically almost a free area that we can take out. Compared to the rest of the base design, by taking this area out, we're just leaving about this part of the inner base left, which is a lot of good value for our Lalo, which means that we can hit from the opposite side of the air sweepers. Yeah, you thought I wouldn't mention those, but the air sweepers are always still really important. The only reason that we wouldn't be, going in from here is, like, if we did, like, a Sui hero, let's say right here to get some value, like, maybe, carve something out from there, it doesn't really, like, help us with our Lalo, because then we're just sending in our hound here, maybe a hound here, then we're sending in our Lalo, and they could still move in right behind it, but then we got to deal with this air sweeper right here. So one of the biggest things is we want to fly in behind the air sweeper. That way we're not being pushed back. We may have 3 lava hounds, but that doesn't mean that our attack can still get wrecked by the 3 multi-infernos or by the wizard towers or expos or the eagle and even the air sweepers. Those are always going to be critical things. Now you may also notice the fact that we are bringing in a ice golem. Now why are we doing this? Well, we can actually use it, 1, to tank, and 2, we can actually use it for the freeze. So that freeze value that we can get from it is going to be huge, since it does sort of cover a massive radius. This allows us to get a lot of value. So that's definitely something that is worth noting. One of the other things as well is that when we are getting that value, you'll notice that, boom, all that was frozen there for that queen. The Seeking Air Mine does take out the baby dragon, but that's still fine. As he sends his queen in, we're able to get rid of this town hall. Once that town hall pops, you're able to pop that queen's ability and she'll be able to take it out. So it's kind of a little bit interesting, don't you think? And I think this is a really, really good way. If you notice a base design like this, where you kind of have something like this, if this area is sectioned off, there's no air defenses there, maybe if there's one air defense and like that area is completely, walled off to everything else, then you can actually take advantage of that by bringing in wall breakers, ice golem, and queen to get value from there. That's really where you're going to be able to shine a lot with the Sui Lalo. Now, before we actually jump in, I want to express the number of loons at the bottom of your screen. You're going to see the number of loons per defense in order to take out each of these defenses in one shot. This includes the Giga Tesla. So, just really make a note of that when you guys are using this attack strategy. But other than that, really with your Lavaloon, you want to make sure that you're dropping in, let's say, 3-4 loons depending on the defense. That's really going to help you guys improve your attack. Sometimes, though, you may want to drop in your loons first and then the hound. It's going to depend on where the defenses are placed, but other than that, that's what you want to do. Now, let's also mainly focus in, let's not focus on the siege barrack or the siege machine, but we want to make sure that we are still taking a look at the rest of the attack. We have the Grand Warden moving in with a couple of them. The hound is tanking for as many of the defenses as possible. And you'll notice as well is that there is a dragon in the enemy clan castle. So how do we deal with the enemy clan castle and the enemy CC? Well, or the enemy CC and the enemy queen. Well, we want to make sure that we are keeping our dragons alive, or our loons alive, and we also want to make sure that we're keeping our skelly spells alive, and also we want to kill that dragon with the lava pups. So if that's possible, then we could actually do so. The Grand Warden's ability was popped really nicely over all of that, allowing us to kill the queen and the CC, along using the poison very, very easily. So if you were asking about how to deal with the enemy CC, well, if it's a damaged CC or an Electro Dragon CC, well, this replay has got it all for you. Now with the haste spells, just remember this. The haste, you want to make sure that you are placing them so that the loons go into the base and to those key objectives. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the next example. So on this base design here, we see that there is a single target Inferno, so that means that what we want to be able to do is get some sort of value without having to sort of encounter that single Inferno at all. So what we're doing here is, you may notice that we're not going towards the town hall. The main reason is it's not really walled off by anything, and not just that, but on the previous base design, we could already fly from behind that air sweeper. But here, we can't really do that because one air sweeper is pointing towards the town hall, and another air sweeper is being pointed towards the eagle. So that's going to make it fairly difficult to sort of Lalo from behind that. So since they're going to be covering in two different directions, one here and one here. That means that we would have to Lalo here, which is going to be really weird, and even still, either way we go, if we go counterclockwise or clockwise, what we're going to see instead is we're going to see us being hit by those air sweepers. But as we see this going through, the haste spells should be used to get the loons into the base, but also they should be used to get the loons to the key defenses. These include things such as wizard towers, multi-infernos, air defenses, expos, stuff like that. Even the eagle is still another important defense. Now, if you're being pushed back by the air sweepers, then that's another good place for a haste as well. Now, you will notice here is that he's going to freeze up the queen and also use the rage and the skellies. You're going to see this because he doesn't want that queen to move. That way he's going to be able to take out the queen with ease, allowing the rest of his attack to go through. So we have the hound going in over the town hall to tank for as many seeking air mines or any air bombs. Then he's going to freeze that up, and he can just have a couple loons go to that, but he doesn't have to use it immediately. So you'll notice that the Grand Warden, it really isn't going with the rest of the balloons, but he wanted to make sure that the town hall was taken down with the Grand Warden's ability in hand that allows him to get through the rest of the base. So yeah, this was an unconventional style with the Warden going in with just a couple loons and then staying on the outside for the most part before using his ability in order to help protect the minions and the balloons targeting the town hall. That's really where you've got to consider exactly how you guys want to do this attack strategy. But other than that, it's still a very simple attack. You can still 3-star with this one. This replay looked really close, but still dealing with this base, even though it was not a damage CC. I showed you guys already one, but with that being said, let's go and jump into another example with the Sui Lalo. So in this example here, this is by one of my good friends, Kebab, and what you're going to be seeing him do is he's going to send in a Sui hero with the jump spell. So he's going to set the funnel with both baby dragons in order to create the funnel on either side for the queen and or king. He does also have an ice golem that he can use to still get some sort of value. Now you may be wondering already, why would you want to use this? Well, let's take a look at where the queen is placed in relative perspective to the Infernos. Yes, there are two multi-Infernos right here. One jump connects them both. You may also notice that there is another air defense over here. We don't have to get that. We want to mainly get two different things. We want to get the air defense and also the multi-Inferno. So you'll notice that once that's been set up, sending in the ice golem and the queen, we're going to be able to get value as she jumps into the base. The king creates some nice value, funneling value for the queen, which allows us to pop the queen's ability and take out two multi-Inferno towers and even the queen along with the jump. That's a lot of really good value with this attack. So as far as I would say, if you plan on doing something like that, try to look for a few things. Look for two multi-Infernos, at least one or two multi-Infernos with some value by it, and the CC away from the core. This way, what you're able to do is actually not lure out the CC if it is for whatever reason, if it's a Lava Hound CC or something like that. That's what you can take advantage of. So then once you're done with that, once you're done getting value, you can drop in your loons and your hounds and the stone slammer, of course. Now, if you notice from here, I'm just going to pause it. If we take a look at this air defense, notice how much is actually covering that area. So the hounds are actually getting a lot of great value for the tanking for the loons. So that's a really huge factor here, as you're going to be able to get a lot of good value from basically some poorly placed air defenses. So make sure that you keep that in mind. You may also notice as well is he's not bringing in a Skelly spell. Well, he dealt with the queen because she was really, really easy to get to since she was by a multi-Inferno. So try to take advantage of that. Next time you see a base design like it, maybe you should try and do so. Now you notice that he does have a lot of rage spells. He had some freeze and he had haste. So what you want to make sure that you're doing is you may want to try and use the rage right over the town hall or something like that, because you're going to still be able to get value from that. Remember that with the Grand Warden's ability, you want to make sure that you're popping it over the town hall primarily. Unless you're taking that out first, you're going to be using it over the town hall to get rid of it. That is something to remember, since almost every single Lalo attack at Town Hall 12, you're going to need to do it. Or really any attack that you do at Town Hall 12, in order to go towards the town hall, whether it be P.E.K.K.A. Smash, Yeti Smash, or something like that, you're going to go for the town hall. You're going to have to pop the Grand Warden's ability over the town hall, unless you're taking it out with a queen charge or something like that. So that is just one quick thing I can give, but let's go and show you guys the last example with the Sui Lalo. So we're going to be taking a look at another one here from Kebab, and what we're going to be noticing is, again, you'll notice that the how the Infernos are placed is that there are two of them right there that he can get very, very easily. He's been going almost perfect, I think actually perfect with this attack here in, I think, CCLM. So he's been doing really, really good with this. But not just that, but what the value that he's getting from this is incredible. He is getting a lot of value with the Sui hero that he's not even having to use the Skelly spell. He's just getting a lot of value from it. That's what you want to take advantage of. You'll notice that a couple of those air defenses were on the outside of the base. So taking advantage of that one, getting rid of the enemy queen really easily, and also dealing with two multi-Inferno towers, getting a lot of value. You may notice that just like the other base design, there were two ground expos, meaning taking advantage of that is extremely important. Now as we send everything else in, we're going to send in the Stone Slammer and the balloons, then the Hound goes in after since it is faster, and you may already notice there's a baby dragon. There's most likely a baby dragon Valkyrie or even a baby dragon Hound CC. So dealing with a CC like this, you want to poison it so then it loses its ability, and then raging up those pups and then the loons as well, that's going to help you get through it. So dealing with the baby dragon in the CC alone isn't going to be that hard. Now you may already notice is that the Town Hall still has not popped yet. So this means that once another defense gets taken out, he can pop the Grand Warden's ability right over the Town Hall, and he easily gets that down, moves away the loons so that then they are out of harm's way, and, well, with the Grand Warden's ability as well, and also just freezing up those structures, and still has a haste to get through the rest of those defenses, either with his loons or the loons that are maxed within the Stone Slammer. But with that being said, you saw that glitch a little bit, but that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something with the Sui Lalo, a couple different methods, both with the Skelly spell and with the jump. Kind of interesting. But with that being said, that's going to do it, guys, for the video. If you guys did enjoy, why not leave a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss anything, and also let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see more Lalos, maybe an Electron Lalo, Queen Charge Lalo. Let me know what you want to see at Town Hall 11 and 12, and let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see an all Town Hall 13 channel, and I'm going to be bringing that to you guys. But with that being said, also feel free to go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and also Twitch. All 3 links will be in the description below, along with my community Discord server, and also feel free to join any of the clans I'm covering right now in the description below. But with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.